This news update is brought to you by
Grab somebody and tell them hello. Pure happiness will be connect to flow. Smile and cheer because that is we flow. Grab somebody and tell them hello. With your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow, yeah. Grab somebody and tell them this is how we flow. Pure happiness will be connect to flow.
It's Friday, September the 11th, 2015, and this is your Barbados Today morning news update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. We begin with news that the island's biggest private security firm, with a regional staff of about 900, has been put on notice of possible industrial action. General Secretary of the Barbados Workers Union, Tony Moore, says her organization is ready to take all necessary action against G4S Security Services if it goes ahead with a plan to issue option forms to staff that tell them to say yes or no to a pay cut.
We have indicated to G4S that it should not issue workers option forms. So against that background, we have not issued to them a timeline. We are definite that they should not. So that's why we are in a strategic exercise. In the event that they decide to pursue that course, the union will be prepared with its response.
The union boss also had a strong word of advice for employees who work in companies she describes as negative, aggressive, and nonchalant.
I think that workers in those companies, then, is a call for them to see that the only way they're going to combat the kind of negative, aggressive, nonchalant approaches would be if these workers see what's at stake, what they stand to lose, and it's a call to workers, I believe, then to band together and recognize that the only thing that workers have is their united voice, their strength, and their strength which comes from their numbers. So I think indeed companies that will take these approaches are not only testing the industrial relations system, but they're really testing workers to see what they're made of.
Fire officials will be taking a closer look at the fire alarm at the Warren's office complex, also known as the Barrack Building. This after the alarm failed yesterday afternoon, prompting workers to rush to safety when word spread that there was a fire in the male bathroom on the 4th floor. Housing Minister Dennis Kelman, who was on the scene, said the system had worked on previous drills, but a probe will now be conducted to find out why it failed to activate in this occasion.
When the checks are done, the alarm have always worked. So I find it rather strange that on this occasion that the alarm did not go off. And we would now have to investigate why that the alarm did not go off. Because if the normal checks are done on a regular basis and they work, the question is why it didn't work on this particular occasion. Who might have turned off the alarm by accident?
He also revealed that based on the level of damage, workers should be back on the job this morning. But he notes that the final decision was in the hands of the Labor Department.
Based on the damage, I cannot say what. But as reported by the fire officers and the experts, I will have to leave that up to them and the Labor Department and so on. But based on my observation, I do not see why a complex as large as this should be closed because of a bathroom.
But somewhere are AC and smoke and...
Well, as I said, but if it has that, that's why I said to you, I will leave it up to the Labor Department because they are the ones qualified to speak on those matters.
A warning to Barbados to prepare for pending requirements for credit reporting. Chief Executive Officer of the Caribbean Credit Bureau Canada, Grady Clark, says it's a matter of time before Barbados will be required to enact credit reporting legislation. And he says it could impact negatively on institutions that offer lines of credit if they are not able to comply. In sports now, the Barbados Rugby Football Union kicked off their 2015-2016 interclub season over the weekend in mixed fashion. The Emperors defeating Tridents 63-48, and the Renegades suffered the disgrace of losing out to Scorpions because of insufficient players to start the match. Play continues this Saturday at 2:30 p.m. at the Garrison Savannah, when scorpions face emperors and renegades take on tridents at 4 p.m. The Caribbean Catastrophe Risk Insurance Facility has announced a major payout for the storm-battered Dominica. Dominica is getting US $2.4 million under the fund's excess rainfall program. The island is also to receive additional assistance under its technical assistance program. CARICOM Chairman, Barbados Prime Minister Francis Stewart has already proposed a review of the Catastrophe Risk Insurance Facility. While he acknowledges that the creation of the Regional Insurance Fund in 2007, the world's first, was a brilliant initiative, it's not adequate to cover the expenses of those islands affected by natural disasters.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
Welcome back. Now, as Dominica grapples with the aftermath of Tropical Storm Erica, there's word that the popular World Creole Music Festival might not be held this year. At a press conference last evening, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit said a final decision will be taken today.
The minister, what is his customary, is engaging all stakeholders. But I believe, I would dare say, from the way I see things, it is moving more towards a cancellation for 2015 than hosting the Creole Festival. And the final decision will be announced by the Minister of Tourism no later than 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
On the international front, now scientists have discovered a new human-like species in a burial chamber deep in a cave system in South Africa. The discovery of 15 partial skeletons is the largest single discovery of its type in Africa. The researchers claim that the discovery will change ideas about our human ancestors. More in this CNN report.
Descending into the Rising Star Cave, Professor Lee Berger puts a startling new discovery into perspective.
This is like opening up Tutankhamun's tomb.
Berger and his team of scientists say they've uncovered a new species of the human family tree. They call it Homo naledi.
We thought we had it figured out. We thought we knew how human origins worked.
He says what they found deep underground will shake our understanding of human evolution.
There are miles of tunnels underground here, and sometimes it's the tightest of fits. They had to recruit what they called underground astronauts to get in and make the discoveries.
He had posted that he was looking for skinny scientists.
Like many others, Lindsay Hunter answered Berger's Facebook ad. The dangerous job mostly fell to scientists who were able to crawl through the narrow passages. What they found was extraordinary.
That's it.
A chamber of more than 1,500 fossilized bones, coming up with the controversial conclusion that this is a burial ground, and that Homo naledi could have used fire to light the way.
We've just encountered another species that perhaps thought about its own mortality and went to great risk and effort to dispose of its dead in a deep, remote chamber right behind us.
It questions what makes us human.
It absolutely questions what makes us human, and I don't think we know anymore.
It's extraordinarily human-like.
It is in part, superficially, short fingers, long thumb.
Homo naledi is not human, but at times comes close. The original fossils are a strange mosaic of ancient and surprisingly modern. A brain no bigger than an orange, but feet almost identical to ours.
And every one of these tells a story.
Every one of them is a mystery to science.
And that's where we end our Barbados Today morning news update. However, you can join us again this afternoon. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper and email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune into Channel 101 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.